Girl woke up to find herself back at the age of 18. The boy in front of her, explaining the problems, was the same man she had desperately pursued in her previous life. In the end, she had successfully married him. But this time, she didn't want to repeat the same mistakes. She decisively rejected the boy's offer to help. The boy looked at her in confusion as she walked away. Little did he know, in the previous life, after the two barely got together, the man had never stayed over in her room. It seemed like he only treated her as a sexual partner. The woman had originally believed that if she continued to be good to her husband, one day he would truly fall in love with her. Unfortunately, that day never came. Her husband publicly admitted in the media that the person he loved was his high school first love. At that moment, all the woman's hopes were shattered. She walked home in a daze, only to be suddenly hit by a car. When she opened her eyes again, she found herself back 30 days before the college entrance exam. That's when the scene at the beginning of this story occurred. This time, she didn't want to repeat the same mistakes and waste her life. She decisively told the boy that she would never intentionally make mistakes and ask him for tutoring again. To her surprise, the boy, who had always ignored her, actively approached her, reminding her that if she continued to quit halfway, she would never be able to get into Tsinghua University. The girl said she would rely on her own efforts from now on. The boy was very angry, but he had promised to help her get into Tsinghua University, so he didn't give up on her. One day, the girl was confessed to by another boy on campus. The boy who was playing basketball saw this and immediately felt jealous. He brought his friend along and claimed his right over her. When the other boy saw this, he quickly left. The friend mocked the girl, saying that even if she couldn't pursue the boy, she shouldn't be so desperate. The girl, unbothered, stated that she would never pursue the boy again. After saying that, she turned and walked away. Seeing this, the boy was very angry. After school, the girl waited for the driver to pick her up at the gate. She suddenly remembered that in the past, she had always ridden in the boy's car home, so she told the driver not to come to pick her up from school anymore. Now, she was in a bad situation with the boy. She called the driver to notify him to come. At this moment, the boy was preparing to pick her up. He suddenly saw the girl get into her best friend's car and leave. Seeing this, the boy felt uncomfortable. When he got home, his father wanted to use the boy's family background to borrow money from the bank, so he planned to invite the boy over for dinner. The girl refused, because she knew that in her previous life, her father had embezzled public funds, and it was the boy who helped fill the financial hole. But this time, no one would help her father. A few days later, the school's mock exam results were released. The best friend was very envious of the girl, who had scored perfect marks in other subjects. However, her Chinese score was only 100 points, which might mean she was still far from getting into Tsinghua University. Little did she know, the boy had already prepared everything for her. When the two accidentally bumped into each other, the boy secretly put the Chinese exam prep book into the girl's bag. The girl realized that the boy had been caring for her all along, but even so, she had no intention of getting together with the boy. After the college entrance exam, the school organized a graduation photo session. The boy had already taken the photo once, but he purposely got close to the girl and took a photo with her. Soon after, the best friend invited the girl to the hotel for dinner. When the girl hurried over, she once again found herself in the boy's arms. Curious, the girl asked how the boy had also ended up here. The best friend explained that the boy had booked the room next door, but the air conditioning was broken, so they came to share a table.